Hi YouTube family, thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful that you're here tuning in for another one of my videos, and if you're new here, thank you as well for being here. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button below and like this video if you like it. It would mean the world to me and my family for you to stick around, become a part of our YouTube family, and subscribe to our channel. Of course, I post everything, all things motherhood and lifestyle, and if there's any questions or comments or anything at all, or maybe something that you would like me to film, please leave me a comment below or message me on Instagram, Pieces of Jade. I'd love to have you over there on that platform as well. That's usually where I post most of my stuff. So again, thank you so much for being here. So without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is all about my baby boy, Eli. He just recently turned 4 months on May 25th, and unfortunately he's not in this video with me now because he is actually at my mother-in-law's house. But I figured I'd go ahead and film this video because, of course, being a mother, we need to film videos whenever we get a chance. But I will definitely be inserting clips and videos of him so you don't have to stare at me the whole time talking, because we know that that is not going to be as fun of a video. I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about postpartum update 4 months, just a little bit, not too much at the end of this video, but let's get into it. I want to start off by, I don't know if I showed you this in my last video, this is his newest baby book. I actually purchased a new one for him because I wasn't really too happy with his other baby book. I think I had told you that before. I bought it at Hallmark. It's super cute. I got it like 50% off, but it didn't have everything I wanted. So I went ahead and bought this one, which is by Carter's. I got it on Amazon. It was about $30, which is pretty standard for baby books. And this is also the same style as my daughter's. So I thought it would be cute that they had matching baby books. No, this is not him. I have not put a picture of him in it yet. So I am trying to get everything updated. With Ava's baby book, I was so good. If you don't know, my daughter is 2. Her name is Ava, and my baby boy is Eli. And I was so good with her baby book. I literally kept up with it every month, but his, I actually just started filling it out, and he is 4 months old. Thankfully, I keep a lot of notes on my phone as I go, so I can just refer back to it. But if you're like me and you keep a baby book, or you like to keep a lot of keepsakes, I recommend just doing it as you go, and just make a deadline for yourself. Like, I need to make sure this is filled out, or I have pictures for this by the end of the month or whatnot. And I'm not a scrapbook person. I'm more of like, virtual, like online pictures, or I'm a big fan of those picture books where you can like just print out all your pictures in books. I love that because I do love videos and slideshows and all that stuff, but I also love having tangible stuff as well. So let me flip to his 4-month section, which I just filled out. He just had his 4-month doctor appointment, and his last one before that was at 2 months. So I actually did not do a 3-month update for him. So we have a lot of stuff to go over because he is doing so much stuff. So I'm going to first go through everything that I have written here on this page. I don't know if you can see that. And then we will go over some other stuff that I have in my phone that I wanted to mention that I don't think I mentioned in his 2-month update. So we'll go over his stats first. He is currently weighing 16 pounds and 10 ounces. So he has definitely gained some weight here. At his 2-month appointment, he was 13.4 pounds, and I don't have a baby scale, so I just go off of what they weigh him at the doctor. So I didn't weigh him at 3 months or anything. So yeah, he has gained 3 pounds, a little over 3 pounds, so that's pretty good. His height is 26 inches, so he is a tall boy. He is definitely tall. And if you're new to my channel, again, he was born at 9 pounds and 4 ounces. So he was already a big boy compared to my daughter, who was only 7 pounds and 3 ounces when she was born. His head circumference is 44 inches, and both of my kids always measured very like big heads, but if your kid has a big head, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that, you know, they'll grow into their head, so don't be afraid of that. or if your doctor says that they're in like the high percentile of this, it really doesn't matter because every kid is different. And they have always been either at average or above average percentiles. I didn't write his percentiles down yet, so I'm sorry I don't have that for the book, but it's definitely in high percentile for his height, weight, and head circumference all around. What I usually do, because my mom actually works at his pediatrician, is I have her print out the chart and it'll show like everything for his percentiles, how he's growing and everything. I just haven't done that quite yet. So let's flip back over to this. So those are his stats. Clothes, he's in 3 to 6 month clothes. He is in shoes size 1 when I do put shoes on him. And diapers is size 1, which they are getting super snug. So probably after I finish the pack that I have, we will be in size 2 diapers. So to kind of read off of this baby book, his milestone and memories, and this book is so cute. This is all linked in my Amazon storefront. If you're in the market for a baby book, it has the cutest little prompts and everything, and it has a picture for a little spot for you to put the picture there. So I definitely recommend this baby book, and it goes through, I think, 5 years old. So to start off with milestone and memory, so a couple of things I just want to mention is he was born with a strawberry birthmark. There is a more professional term to call it. I forget what it is. But yeah, he has a small little strawberry birthmark on the back of his neck, and it was flat when he was born. The doctor said it was completely normal. Well, recently, right before his 4-month appointment, I noticed it was super raised. And my daughter never had a birthmark or anything. So I was super, like, what the heck is going on? Like, I freaked out because I didn't know if that's how it was supposed to be. But it was super raised, as you see here. And it like scared me because I've never seen anything like that. But the doctor said it was completely normal. And usually what happens, it does get raised as it goes along with, as they grow, it does get raised. But then they say that it does tend to fade and it may shrink, or it may go away completely. It may not. And then you could, if you want to, after they reach a certain age, you could get it lasered off to where it's removed. But it's completely normal. So I freaked out for nothing. But as a new mom, and I don't do it as much as I used to, because you kind of just you learn how to deal with that type of stuff when things happen with your kids. If you're a new mom, you will know what I mean. But if you're a mom of 2 or 3, you start to be like, okay, let's see what the doctor says. I'm not gonna freak out about it too much right now. But yeah, so everything was good with it. I think let me look at my phone what they call it, but it's completely normal. So it's a superficial hemangiomas. I am like slaughtering that word. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But that's basically what it's called. It's a superficial hemangiomas. But it's a strawberry birthmark basically, and it resembles the surface of berries. And they may begin as small white, pink, or red areas of the skin that quickly change into brighter red raised lesions. So no need to be alarmed. It's completely normal. Anyways, on to the next thing. Another thing is he did, when he was born, which I don't think I mentioned in the last update, is that during the first month he had a cradle cap, which my daughter never had. Some babies get it. It's just where you get like really dry skin in your scalp. And you have to use like a special type of brush. I didn't get any certain type of shampoo. What I used is I just put like a little bit of baby oil. I would massage it into his head a little bit, wash the rest of his body, and then I would kind of lightly brush through his hair. And then I would put shampoo, and I would do shampoo twice just to make sure I'm getting everything. And then I would take his baby comb and just brush through his hair. And then when they have cradle cap, you want to make sure that you brush it, or you wash their hair every single day, because if not, it'll just build up, and you don't want it to do that. And then it eventually goes away by itself. Now, it really depends on the severe cases of it. His it was very mild, and it went away on its own. So he does not have any cradle cap anymore. But if your baby does have it more of a severe case, it's completely normal. You just may need some additional like medication or a special type of shampoo for it. And I see my camera is about to almost die, which for whatever reason, every time I go to film a video, my camera is always about to die. So just in case, I will have to change the battery. Another thing before I get into his milestone of memories is, so at his last appointment, which was 2 months, okay, the doctor said his head looks a little flat on one side, which is his right side, which is true. And I don't know why this happened, because it never happened with my daughter. I always move him tons and tons of places between his mama-roo, the boppy lounge when I'm sitting by him on the couch, his rocker, his bouncer, like you name it. I'm always moving him around. And of course he's laying for long periods of time at night. And you know, even if I prop him up on a pillow, which I recently started doing, he'll stay there for maybe a couple of hours, which is nice, so I can get him to lay on his left side. But he always ends up moving to his right side. For whatever reason, he favors laying on his right side. And I don't know if that's because when I would breastfeed, I always breastfed from my left breast, so he was always laying on his right side, because I didn't have as much milk in this breast, so maybe that's why. But anyways, long story short, he still has a flat spot here. So they said that he may have to wear a helmet. I'm not sure. They did give me the information. They said that they're gonna continue to monitor it, and if it's still like that at 6 months, then I will have to go see a specialist, which they said it's completely normal. Tons of babies have flat heads. It's not because you're a bad mom or anything like that, or you don't pick up your kid enough. It has nothing to do with that. Some babies get flat heads, some don't. It's a completely normal thing that has been going on for a long time, and it does even more for some babies, because you want to make sure that they are put to sleep on their back, which is what has been recommended by doctors, so you know, to prevent SIDS from happening and things like that, which I'm sure you know. So of course, you know, he's swaddled and he lays flat on his back, and it's really not recommended to lay them on their side. But I do prop him up a little bit at night. I started doing that. And of course I monitor him highly. You always want to make sure you're monitoring them very highly, on looking at the monitor all the time, and just, you know, checking on them all the time. But he'll stay like that about half the night maybe. And then right now I transfer him usually around, like, maybe around when I go to sleep. He'll sleep in his crib right here for maybe like 3 or 4 hours, and then I will transfer him to the bassinet. Otherwise he ends up waking up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and it messes my sleeping schedule all up. So he does sleep through the night. It's just, for whatever reason, if I leave him in the crib the entire night, he always ends up crying around 3 or 4. But if I transfer him to the bassinet, he might wiggle around a lot or grunt, but if I give him his binky, he's soothed and he goes straight back to sleep. So for my sanity, we have not officially transitioned to the crib for the entire night. Ava was already in her crib all through the night by 4 months. She did have some nights where she woke up here and there, but yeah, not Eli, not quite yet. So yeah, so he does have a flat spot in his head, which really, you know, it does worry me, and it's not like ideal for him to have to wear that cap. But you know, if he has to wear it, he has to wear it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's really just an aesthetic, cosmetic thing. We all have different shaped heads. It has nothing to do with like his brain or anything like that. It's just, obviously, you don't want, if you can prevent it, you don't want your baby to have a flat head. So I'm trying everything I can do to prop him up and lay, and you know, make sure he's sleeping more, or he's like put something more entertaining on his left side so he can lay on that side. But if you have any recommendations at all, so I can stop babbling about this, let me know in the comments, because I would love any suggestions or recommendations. I am currently researching different things that I can do for you know, preventing or helping my baby flat spots. So without further ado, let me get into the milestone in memory. So he is almost turning over. He's almost turning over. He's drooling, so he's definitely starting to teeth. And I am getting ready to introduce to him, which I did with my daughter. We started early at 4 months. You can start at 4 months, 6 months, you know, that is usually the most common. But if they're starting to drool and stuff, that's a sign that they're ready to start with foods. And you want to start with baby cereal, then vegetables, then fruit, which maybe I'll do another video on baby food. But so I can tell you kind of like what I'm used to feeding my kids. If you have any questions about baby feeding or anything like that at all, if you are a new mom. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be getting some teeth any minute now here. These are usually the first teeth, the bottom teeth right there. My daughter already had she had one tooth right there at 4 months. I haven't seen any yet for him, but he's definitely getting there. He stands so strong when you hold him up like this. He stands super strong. His legs are so strong. He's just such a strong baby boy, and I just feel like he's way stronger at that age than Ava was. So maybe that's because he's a boy, I'm not sure. He has lost a lot of hair. He literally only has hair really on the top of his head. Like he used to have so much hair if you've seen my other videos, but literally all of the hair on the sides are almost pretty much gone, and he has hair on the top, which is normal for babies. My daughter did the same exact thing with her hair. And then he is mastering tummy time. He is so strong. Like I was saying, when he is on doing his tummy time, he holds his head up, he looks around. He is such a cute little chunkster, strong baby. So we are super excited to be seeing him do all those things. It's so fun to just see your kids master and do all of these cute little things. They grow up so fast. The first year, let me tell you, capture every moment you can, because it makes me emotional thinking about it, because it goes so fast, so fast. I can not say that enough. Capture as many moments as you can, and it's even more, let me tell you, it's even more emotional this time around because he's my second baby, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be our last baby. Nothing is ever definite in this world, but I'm pretty sure that this is probably going to be our second baby. And just knowing that, it just makes me even want to be even more present and just soak up every little thing, because they're not going to be a baby forever. And that's another reason why I do these updates, because I love looking back at them, and it's just really nice to have those memories. And trust me, you'll love to have these memories as well. No matter how you capture it, just make sure you do. Talking about sleeping. So he sleeps through the night. So he does sleep through the night, unless he's just having like a bad night or something. He might wake up maybe once or twice, but most nights he does sleep through the night. I will give him his last bottle, which is about 6 ounces, around like 8:30. Rock him a little bit and then put him in the crib, and he usually sleeps from about 9 o'clock till midnight, which is around the time that I go to bed. I know I go to bed pretty late. I'm such a night owl, but once I go to bed, I take him and put him in the bassinet by my room, because like I said, if I don't, then he tends to wake up and start crying, because he wakes up and he startles himself. Even though I still do swaddle him because he's not officially turning over yet. And then he's searching for his binky, and then he gets mad and then he starts crying. So if he's right by my bed and I can start to hear him shuffling around and making noises, I give him his binky and then he goes right back to sleep. So I'm hoping within the next, probably before the end of next month, I'm going to try to get him sleeping without having to transfer him to my bassinet through the whole night in his crib. But I'll let you know in the next update how that goes. And then as soon as he starts to roll over, then I will stop swaddling him, and I will start using my nested bean sleep sack, which I will share with you in my next video, and it will be linked in my Amazon store. But that is what I switched to after I'm done using the swaddle knees at around 4 to 5 months, because once they start turning over, you can't swaddle them anymore, because you don't want them to try to turn over and then they can't move, and then you don't want them to suffocate or need air or anything like that. So not recommended to swaddle once they start turning over. And he usually wakes up officially in the morning between 6 and 7 a.m. It really just depends. He's kind of hard. He's not very predictable right now. Sometimes he'll wake up at 5. I'll give him a bottle. He'll go back to sleep. Sometimes he wakes up at 6. Sometimes, and then he stays up. Sometimes he wakes up at 7 and he goes back to sleep for a couple hours. It just really depends, but he's usually most of the time up by 7 a.m. and then I give him a bottle and he'll be up maybe for an hour, and then he'll go back down, maybe take a little nap or snooze or whatever in his mama-roo. It just really depends. In the morning when it's a day for me to go to work, I have to wake him up usually around 7:45ish if he has gone back to sleep or if he isn't up yet, because I have to get the kiddos ready to go. Now my daughter is a sleepyhead. She started sleeping through the night at 4 months, around that time, and she did have a 6-month sleep regression, I believe. But this girl now will sleep she'll sleep as long as you let her. She is such a sleepyhead, and she needs her sleep, let me tell you, especially at the toddler stage. So as far as eating habits, he is completely on formula. I mentioned in my last video, I'm not going to get into the whole breastfeeding thing this video, but I mentioned in my last video that, you know, I stopped breastfeeding, that whole issue, and we are strictly on formula. I use Similac Pro Advanced. That's what I use with my daughter, and that's what I find works best for us. I also use Earth Best when I can buy that, which is a really good organic alternative if you are a formula feed your baby. He usually takes about 4 to 6 ounce bottles, maybe about 6 times a day. It just really depends, sometimes less, sometimes more. You really want to just go based off of like when your baby's hungry. He has some days where he eats more and some days where he eats less. It just really depends. I kind of go based on how he is, but generally it's about every 3 hours. And then I am going to start introducing some baby cereal to him, so I'm excited about that. So definitely we'll be sharing that on my Instagram stories because it's so cute watching babies eat for the first time. So as far as new discoveries, he is a kicker, kicking all the time, kicks everything he wants to. He does not want to keep blankets on whatsoever unless he is swaddled. He found his hands. He loves just like looking at his hands, and he will grab toys, and his little mat that he has that has toys hanging, he will sit and grab them and look at them, and it's just like the cutest little thing to see. And he's kicking, and one of the reasons why I love this Fisher-Price kick mat is because it has like a little piano, so he can like play with the toys at the same time as kicking it. And then as they get older, it actually detaches from the mat and they can play with the piano. So it's kind of a small mat. I kind of am thinking I want to purchase a bigger mat, and I am going to be doing a 3 to 6 month must-have toys video, but I think that's one of the new purchases I am going to make. I didn't get one with my daughter because she seemed to like this mat perfectly fine, but I feel like he needs a bigger mat. But other than that, I absolutely love this Fisher-Price kick and play mat. It's definitely a must-have of mine, which I think I mentioned in his other video of must-have products. He's been cooing and making baby sounds since he was about 2.5 months old. I don't think he was making it in his last update, but he smiles. He does laugh, but it's weird because he only laughs like when he wants to, and it's very, very, very rare. I think I've only heard him laugh like a little tiny laugh maybe 3 times, but he smiles for everything. Like if he sees you in the morning, he smiles. If you go up to him, he smiles. He is such a smiley baby. It is the most cutest thing. My daughter laughed all the time. I could literally like tickle her and she would like laugh like heavily, like a little baby laugh. He hasn't quite done that yet. I don't know if that's just because it's his personality. He'll giggle at you, he'll coo at you, he'll talk to you, but he's not a big like laugher. He absolutely loves for you to talk to him though. He'll sit there and just like goo goo gaga and say all these crazy baby sounds. Like I said, he loves grabbing toys, and then he also started to hold toys to his mouth because he is teething, so he's starting to want to bite on every little thing, and he's very cautious of sounds around him. He loves watching baby YouTube or baby shows and stuff like that on Ava's Fire tablet, or if we have a movie on that's animation. He's very aware of all of that stuff and very in tune to what is going on around him. He loves Ava. He loves looking at Ava. And then, of course, like I said, he loves people talking to him. So he's very aware of his surroundings and is always looking around. And, you know, he gets alarmed by certain sounds, and he is very interested in sounds. So if you have like a toy that rattles or anything like that, he's like alert all of a sudden and is like, what's going on? So he definitely loves that type of stuff. And I've gotten a few toys, which I'm going to hold off on sharing because I want to share them in the other video. But I'm also going to be making some purchases. But if you have any ideas of some 3 to 6 month toys for babies that are getting super active and stuff. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to check out your ideas. So let me know if you have any videos. Let me know and I will definitely be checking them out. So let's see, a few more things and then we'll get into a little bit of talk about postpartum and then we will end this video. So favorites, of course, is his binky. He loves his binky just like my daughter did. He loves cuddles from his mama. He is such a mama's boy. I will literally rock him, and one thing that really soothes him is if I rock him and I like hold my face close to him and just kind of like cuddle with him. He loves that. He immediately gets soothed. Or if I like just take my hands and go run my hands over his face, he loves that. He just likes to sit and look at you, and then eventually he falls asleep, which that's pretty much one of the ways that I get him to go to sleep at night after his bottle. And of course, he loves his milk. He loves his formula. This boy gets super, he has a temper. So when he doesn't have his milk on time, or if he's overly hungry, like all kids, they get very fussy. And he already has, like I said, a personality and a temper of his own. So this is going to be interesting to see as he grows up. My daughter, like I think I mentioned this in the other videos, she is a little bit more laid back. Now let me tell you, she does have her share of temper tantrums, but I think she will outgrow it. I mean, she is in terrible twos right now. But he already has a temper as a baby, so enough said. I don't know how it's going to be when he's a toddler. So like I said before, he loves when you talk to him. He loves smiling, chewing on his hands if he doesn't have a toy, drooling, and of course his naps. He loves taking snoozes throughout the day, and it's like sometimes he's in a deep sleep and he will literally not be woke by nothing. And then sometimes it's like every little thing wakes him up and I'm like, I need to put you in your room to take a nap, because if not, it's just like every little thing the dog does, Ava does, wakes him up. So it just really depends on how deep of a sleep he's in. All right, last but not least, discoveries and accomplishments. He's getting stronger and holding his head up longer. That's probably what I can say. He's just getting stronger all around. He's going to be turning over anytime now. His coordination with his hands and everything is so much better when he grabs toys, and he doesn't just like throw them or lose grip. He is gripping more, and his coordination has just gotten so much better. He locks his legs when you hold him to stands, like I was saying, super strong. I think he's gonna be a fast stander and walker, just because he's already, I don't think my daughter was even really showing that at this time. I mean, she did lock her legs, but she just wasn't as like, he's also a very stiff baby, so that could be why, but he's just so much stronger all around. And, I've already really mentioned a lot of his, discoveries and accomplishments in the beginning of the video. But I just love the prompts of this. It really just helps filling this baby book out so much easier. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I just posted his 4-month picture here. Isn't it so adorable? He is like, I thought he looked a lot like his father, or his daddy at first when he was born, which he still does, but I am seeing so much more of a resemblance to me. I'm going to have to find, for his next update, I'm going to have to find a picture of myself as a baby and put it on the screen here so you guys can see how much he does resemble me. But his eyes are kind of like a hazel-ish, like brownish, which Ava's eyes are brown, David's eyes are brown. I have hazel green eyes, and I think his are definitely leaning more towards the lighter eyes, which is why I think he resembles me more. His skin tone is more like me. And his eyebrows are more mine, and I just feel like he just looks more like me. But he definitely resembles, I think his like mouth and nose is more David, but his eyes and his eyebrows and stuff are all me. But he is just the cutest little bundle of joy. He definitely has my hands and my feet. So I think that Eli is more me and my side of my family, and Ava is more my husband's side of the family. So that is it for Eli's 4-month update. Let me just double check my phone to make sure that I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk to you about. It looks like we have talked about anything, and anything that I think about I'll cover in his next update. But just to do a quick chat about postpartum, so I'm 4 months postpartum. I don't have any like numbers or anything for you because I mentioned in my last video that I don't really weigh myself that much here and there, and I definitely have lost at least a good 25 pounds. I was 82 pounds when I had Eli, so I gained 10 pounds more with than I did with my daughter. So I've definitely lost weight. Last time I weighed myself, I weighed 153. So I've definitely lost a lot of weight, but I have a long way to go, and let me tell you, it is taking a lot longer than it did with Ava. I am working out just home workouts. I'll leave it in the description box who I use for home workouts. It's a YouTube channel called Mad Fit. I love her workouts. I do her workouts 3 days a week. And then I'm also going to start running, and I'm just trying to have a balanced diet, trying, you know, just to eat really balanced and not cheat so much, because when I was pregnant, I literally ate anything that I wanted. I always thought that I was going to have like this fit pregnancies, but I never did, just because I was always so tired. I worked 40-50 hours a week, and I was always, with my daughter, I was paranoid that something was going to happen when I worked out. And then this time around, I was just so tired, because I just feel like the older that you get, the harder it is on your body. Pregnancy is such an amazing thing. Growing a life is such an amazing thing. So I don't regret it at all. Never would. And it's just, I would do it over again and over again and over again, because it's so amazing, the experience. But with each baby, it gets harder. It definitely gets harder, and I'm definitely feeling that this time, and it's taking a lot longer, but I will get there. You know, I don't have any like postpartum depression or anything. Just getting used to having 2 kiddos around, and it does get hard at times. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Motherhood is real, and it is raw. It is messy. it is just, you know, if you have kids, and with each baby, it kind of gets more and more and more. But you just kind of like, I feel like after every kid that you have, you just evolve and you get used to it, and you just learn how to deal with it. And after a certain point, you get it, and you get on a routine, and you know, you just accept that there's going to be hard days and there's going to be bad days, and that's just motherhood. But I'm excited to get on this fitness journey, get my body back. I've always been a very active person, and you know, the last 3 years I haven't really kept a consistent fitness routine, but I'm excited to really try to stay consistent, which is my main goal. So if you have any, like, you know, YouTube channels that you recommend, or maybe anything like that. I used to do Herbalife, which I love Herbalife, the shakes and stuff. But right now, what I'm doing to lose weight is, like I told you, just working out, keeping a well-balanced diet, reducing calories, of course, and only having like certain cheat days and things like that. But I don't want to restrict myself at all, because I'm just not about that. I like food way too much, and I just think if you're a disciplined person, which I consider myself a pretty disciplined person most of the time, if I want something that bad enough, I know I will make it happen, and I know that I will do what it takes to get there. So I'm not really concerned about that, but yeah, it's taken a lot longer. So let me show you a bump, or like a bump. It's not really a bump, more of a lot of loose skin. And I don't really have too many stretch marks. So I have my sad belly button, which, you know, he definitely hit a nerve, because I still have weird nerve sensations here, and I am about to get my period here soon, so I might be a little bit more bloated than normal. But I just have a lot of like loose skin. This is my trouble area, because he was definitely like way out here if you've followed me through my pregnancy updates and everything. I do have a few little stretch marks down here, but nothing crazy. And then I did have my belly button pierced, which is definitely closed up now, and that actually broke. The skin broke, and it actually healed back up, so it's kind of like a different color. But definitely making progress, but I have a lot of tightening to do, and I honestly am kind of afraid. See, I just have like this loose skin right here, but I'm kind of just afraid that that skin is never really gonna get tight enough. But you know, if it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is, and I'm not really that concerned about it. I just want to be in shape. I just want to feel good and have energy is my main goal. But postpartum, I think I'm doing pretty good. And yeah, everything is looking good. I will keep you posted from time to time, but I don't really have too much to say. Nothing like new crazy updates, just we're getting on a good routine, getting accustomed. I'm back to work. So we're just trying to stay afloat and get a routine that works for us. But on that note, I will end this video. Thank you so much for watching and being here today, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.